heard it from Richard Dawkins.
I find that I like to live in a culturally Christian country, although I do not believe a single word of the Christian faith.
You heard it from Ayaan Hirsi Ali.
And that idea that there is something above us, a higher power, I think that is rooted in Christianity, it's rooted in the Judeo-Christian traditions, and in many ways it is superior to the nihilistic Nietzsche-type atheistic theology.
You even heard it from Joe Rogan.
We need Jesus. I think for real. Like if he came back now, it'd be great. Like Jesus, if you're thinking about coming back
right now,
now's a good time.
Pretty soon, yeah.
The new atheists assured everyone that if we just got rid of religion, we would be a more rational society and things would be better. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. One time there was a man with the brain of a donkey. This donkey brain man loved apples, all type of apples, green apples, sour apples, Granny Smith apples, all different kind of green apples, all the apples you can think of, red delicious. He loved apples, but the one problem was he hated trees. He hated leaves and the bark and the smell and the roots. He hated trees so much. So one day he decided, with his hate for the trees, to take an axe and to cut down all the trees in the world. And sensible people with normal brains said, hey, you can't take away the tree and expect to still have apples. And the donkey-brained man said, well, I'll just get my apples from the grocery store. So he cut off all the trees, and then he would get his apples from the grocery store. And one day he went to the grocery store, and they had no more apples. And then our donkey-brained man spent the rest of his life crying and wailing, weeping and hollering, heeing and hawing, and wondering why there were no more apples. He couldn't understand that it was all his fault. He couldn't understand most of anything. Because he had the brain of a donkey. Who knew one donkey-brained man could cause so much trouble for the whole world? You know, most stories have a moral lesson behind it. Well, hold that thought. Let's talk about Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins has been spending his whole life destroying and trying to tear down Christianity, but at the same time wanting to live in a Christian nation and quote-unquote be a cultural Christian.
We are culturally a Christian country. I call myself a cultural Christian. I love hymns and Christmas carols, and I sort of feel at home in the Christian ethos. I feel that we are a Christian country in that sense. I would not be happy if, for example, we lost all our cathedrals and our beautiful parish churches. So I count myself a cultural Christian. If I had to choose between Christianity and Islam, I choose Christianity every single time. I mean, it seems to me to be a fundamentally decent religion, insofar as Christianity can be seen as a bulwark against Islam. I think it's a very good thing. I mean, I find that I like to live in a culturally Christian country, in Africa, for example, where you have missionaries of both faiths operating. I'm on Team Christian side as far as that's concerned.
Even in the midst of him proclaiming the UK